my frustration is, as a regular, everyday American citizen, I feel that I am more likely to be harmed by democratic policies such as open borders. Because in your state,
for secure borders.
Okay, but in your state, something like 4,600 or so illegal migrants that had criminal records were re-released from jail. So when we're talking about harming Americans, when we're talking about children potentially being harmed, when we're looking into child trafficking, we have to acknowledge that illegal migration is the biggest funnel for child trafficking. So when we're worried about Epstein with a couple of people, and you guys turn a blind eye to tens of thousands of children being harmed by your policies,
just to say what President Biden has done, which is give people the opportunity to make these claims before they get to the border. The problem for the president is that Congress is not doing anything. I believe he has done more, certainly more than President Trump or even the previous president in getting done what he can without Congress acting. Just to say.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up. You guys have to see this. This young lady right here cooks Khanna. Cooks them. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
The frustration I have with the left is that there's this demand for so much accountability when it comes to the rich and the elite, because you just want to hate the rich and the elite.
Oh, I represent the Silicon Valley. It's $20 trillion.
Precisely.
There are a lot of people like Jensen Huang, who I admire, who is leading NVIDIA. There are people like...
I don't want to get sidetracked, sorry. So my frustration is, as a regular, everyday American citizen, I feel that I am more likely to be harmed by democratic policies such as open borders. Because in your state...
for secure borders.
Okay, but in your state, something like 4,600 or so illegal migrants that had criminal records were re-released from jail. So when we're talking about harming Americans, when we're talking about children potentially being harmed, when we're looking into child trafficking, we have to acknowledge that illegal migration is the biggest funnel for child trafficking. So when we're worried about Epstein with a couple of people, and you guys turn a blind eye to tens of thousands of children being harmed by your policies, that's a problem.
We have been for a secure border, but here's what I want.
No one in California can say that they're for a secure border.
Well, that's a policy I've been pushing for. But let me say this. Instead of having ICE raids in places like Minneapolis killing Americans like Alex Preddy and Renee Good, and doing raids on undocumented folks here who may be paying taxes and having a restaurant, how about we have the focus on the border to stop the terrorists or to stop the gangs or to stop sex trafficking?
This is the same guy that said that Joe Biden was doing a good job at the border, even better than Trump, who got in office and closed the border. We don't have people coming across our southern border anymore. We don't have terrorists coming across our southern border anymore. And the thing is, Democrats need to just keep it 100 and say, y'all are for illegal immigrants because that is your new voter block. And y'all want a path to citizenship for these people. Just keep it real. But they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell the American people that. I'm going to let her keep cooking.
If you're worried about sex trafficking, why is your focus on rich people who are committing significantly less sex trafficking crimes? Not saying that they're innocent, but your anger towards this seems very skewed and very hypocritical. My anger towards
them is because they feel like they're above the law, that they
and
use
so do
their
these migrants that get right back out of jail when you guys let them out.
But I am not.
They are above the law. They are at a tier that gets to walk free whenever they want.
I believe that if you've committed a violent crime or a terrible crime in this country, you should face deportation.
But you guys don't do it. You believe it, but you let these people go.
Obama. We judge you by your actions, sir. And what we do know about California and other places in the country, especially Democratic-led places, these people commit crimes and they let them right out. ICE wouldn't need to go out and raid Minneapolis if the governor, and the mayor would have just said, you know what, all of the illegal immigrants that we have locked up in our daggone detention centers, come get them. But that's not what they did. They didn't want to do that. Same thing in California, same thing in New York. They don't want to allow ICE to go in and get the people that are already arrested. They've already committed crimes. They didn't want that. And Tom Homan came out and said, hey, if we got to come into your city, it doesn't matter if you haven't committed a crime. If we're looking for one person and we find them, but there's 3 other people that hadn't actually done anything, but they are undocumented or illegal immigrants, we're taking them too. And the thing is that people need to stop acting like coming across the southern border isn't a crime. As per U.S., I think it's statute 1325, it tells you it's a crime. Starts as a misdemeanor, but once you get deported, if you come back, it is a felony, punishable by time in jail. It's a crime.
Had a record of having secured the border, and there were a lot of criminals who were deported. What I don't agree with is what ICE is doing, putting terror in communities. I mean, let me ask you this.
I feel comfortable with ICE around. I'm not a criminal, illegal immigrant, so I feel very comfortable. I'm not terrorized by them, and I'm from New York.
New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. If there's an undocumented immigrant here, right, came across without their papers.
Illegal immigrant.
And they opened a restaurant. And they've been
Why?
Here.
Why are they allowed to do that? Why are they taking that place away from someone else?
Right? Let's say they've been here 10 years and they're paying taxes. Do you think ICE should go and try to deport them, or do you think that we should?
Yes. Yes. And the thing is that I don't think anybody an American citizen should not be caping for illegal immigrants, especially black folks. I don't understand this. You should not be caping for these people. And the example that he was like, oh, somebody came over illegally, they started a restaurant. How? You can't do that anywhere else in the world. How? How are they starting restaurants? How are they buying food trucks? Come on, man. These people, they're giving them loans.
Just disagree there.
Because I think that if you're going to go after someone that was on Epstein's Island 10 years ago, then you should go after people that came here legally 10 years ago. I think it's disingenuous for you guys to be focused on one thing that's so much smaller than this really large issue.
She is absolutely right. She cooked. And that is the problem with the Democrat Party. That example that he mentioned, he's like, oh, those people, they should just be able to stay. They're business owners. Came over illegally. But they're business owners and they're paying taxes. Maybe. They're maybe paying taxes. Maybe. Most of these folks, they come over illegally, they work under the table, they don't pay taxes. A large majority of these people. And they're living better than some actual American citizens who work every day and have taxes taking out of their paychecks. It's ridiculous, man. But I want you guys to hear what your favorite president had to say about illegal immigrants voting, so forth and so on. Now, they told us that illegal immigrants aren't voting. And that's why, Hakeem Jeffrey said, oh, we don't want ICE in front of polling sites. Why is that a concern? If there's no illegal immigrants voting, why are you concerned that ICE could potentially be outside of polling sites? Why? If they're not voting. But I want you to hear what former President Barack Obama said about that. Let's be real for a second, ARP family. The cost of living right now, it's not just high, it's draining. Some of y'all aren't even using credit cards for luxury anymore. You're using them just to survive. Grocery, gas, keeping the lights on. And what you're really doing is you're paying a 20% survival tax to the banks. That ain't freedom. That's financial bondage. But what if I told you there's a smarter way to reset the board? Our friends over at American Financing are helping homeowners tap into their equity so you can wipe out that high interest debt and replace it with rates in the 5s. That means on average, people are saving about $800 a month. Do the math. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. That's groceries, that's investments, that's breathing room. And it only takes about 10 minutes to see what you could save. No upfront fees, no obligation, and no pressure. Just a real conversation with a salary-based mortgage consultant. And here's the part I like. You could even delay 2 mortgage payments when you start. So listen, stop letting the system tax your survival. Go to americanfinancing.net/righteous or call 866-890-8585. That's 866-890-8585. American Financing, America's home for loans. Now let's get back into the video.
If you want to vote and you show up at your polling place, they can't stop you from voting. They can't stop you from voting. If people want to know how to vote, then you can go to iwillvote.com. The fact of the matter is that we give our power away all the time. You know, we tell ourselves, oh, it's hard, it's not going to matter, it's not going to count. And the powers that be, they're counting on us giving our power away.
Many of the millennials, dreamers, undocumented citizens, and I call them citizens because they contribute to this country.
undocumented citizens. Are you kidding me?
Are fearful of voting. So if I vote, will immigration know where I live? Will they come for my family and deport us?
Not true.
Okay.
And the reason is, first of all, when you vote, you are a citizen yourself, and there is not a situation where the voting rolls somehow are transferred over and people start investigating, etc. The sanctity of the vote is strictly confidential in terms of who you voted for. If you have a family member who maybe is undocumented, then you have an even greater reason to vote.
This has been a...
Why? Makes absolutely no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. I don't get it. But they told us that illegal immigrants aren't voting in our elections. But yet they want to ban ICE from being outside of polling sites. Makes absolutely no sense. Makes no sense to me.
As a legal immigrant, I hate the fact that Democrats have weaponized the great diversity of this country. I'm not here to say we don't need immigrants. I'm here to say that we don't need people in this country who are going to keep supporting the same thing that turned their countries to shit. When I decided to leave my country, that was one of the biggest reasons. I noticed the majority of people didn't see anything wrong with keeping voting for a party that promised them free money, free things, a little bit of food at the end of the month. They didn't see anything problematic with that. And that's when I was like, F that. I need to get the heck out of here. So as legal immigrants, believe me, we're the first ones to want closed borders because we don't want that kind of BS here. And this is what we're seeing, right? A bunch of immigrants who run away from their countries because it's so bad. I wonder why it's so bad. And they now come here to support the same ideology, asking for government assistance. And they're entitled. They really think that American tax money needs to go towards them. So when you hear legal immigrants don't support an open border, don't support illegal immigration, it's not because we're selfish. It's not because, oh, now it's not our turn, so F them. No, it's because we know what these type of people, when they're the majority in a country, we know what happens. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing it with our own eyes. There's nothing more frustrating to me than to think about all the sacrifices and everything I've done in my life to come here to America, to make America feel like home to me. I worked my butt off, and now to see this country transforming into the same thing I ran away from is, I don't know. I don't even know what word to say, but I hope you understand how frustrating that can be.
Same thing can be said for people moving from liberal-led cities and states, going to, more conservative-led cities and states, but bringing their ideology with them and voting in the way that, and voting for a party and voting for ideology and agendas that they ran away from. We've been saying it for quite some time. If you're going to move south, you're going to move to certain places. Do not bring your politics with you. Leave them wherever you came from. Leave them there. Seriously. I am fleeing a blue state right now. I'm in the process of fleeing a blue state to go to a red one. And I don't want to see people come from up here and other places and then vote the same way and the reason that you left. Don't do it. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts on any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Join us Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.